When I'm not doing crazy things like this, I'm doing some actual training. And this sim is great for that. This is Brent Pilot. Thank you for watching. I am going to do a typical flight that I would do in real life, taking off from Grand Forks International here in Grand Forks, North Dakota, where I did my real-world pilot training. We're going to take off, go out to a practice area, do a few maneuvers, and then come back into land with, say, intentions. Let's get the weather.
Sky conditions, broken at 1300 feet. Grand Forks International Airport. Information Oscar.
Okay, we got Oscar.
1953 Zulu. Wind 0.
Going over the tower. See if my mentor is in here with me. Hey, we're going to take off soon. Do some practice maneuvers in the training area.
Great. Before we take off, make sure to review the ATIS information for Grand Forks. It's Information Oscar, with winds at 0-25 degrees at 15 knots. We'll be using runways 35L or 35R. Once airborne, let's focus on smooth control inputs during maneuvers to maintain coordination. Remember, practice makes perfect.
Roger that. I did get the weather, and we usually refer to runways as 35, not 35. All right, let's go and take off.
Great. Let's get ready for takeoff. Remember, when you're communicating with ATC, clarity is key. For example, when you're cleared for takeoff, you'll hear something like Tango 6 Bravo 9er, cleared for takeoff runway 35 left. It's important to read back the clearance exactly as given. You're doing great. Let's make this a smooth takeoff.
Grand Forks Tower, Tango 6 Bravo 9er on runway 35, ready for takeoff.
Tango 6 Bravo 9er, Grand Forks Tower, runway 35 left, wind 025 at 15, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 35. Alright, we're going to take off here to the north, and we're going to head southwest to the training area. I'm over 700, 800 feet, so I can start my turnout. Can you tell me when we're about 15 miles away from the airport?
Sure thing. I'll keep an eye on our distance and let you know when we're about 15 miles out. Meanwhile, let's focus on maintaining a steady climb and monitoring our instruments. You're doing great.
Okay. So for the interest of time, I'm going to keep the throttle all the way up. So we want to be around 1,000 feet AGL for ground reference maneuvers. I like to do 1,000 to 1,500 just for an additional buffer. Let's see what the mentor says. Hey, what altitude should we be at for ground reference maneuvers?
For ground reference maneuvers, it's best to be between 600 to 1,000 feet AGL. This allows you to maintain a good visual on your reference points while staying clear of obstacles. Make sure to keep an eye on your altitude and adjust as needed for safety and visibility. You're doing great.
Yeah, he's the pilot! Great!
Tower should be calling me any second now for out of my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Skylane 422 Alpha Mike, extend downwind spacing for arriving traffic.
Extending downwind Skylane 422 Alpha Mike.
Bravo 9er, you're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
There it is. Frequency change approved for Bravo 9er. Getting a lot of wind from our east. Having to do some crabbing. How many miles typically is Class Delta airspace go out to?
Class Delta airspace typically extends horizontally up to 5 statute miles from the airport's
5
reference
miles.
point. It's designed to provide controlled airspace for smaller airports with a control tower. Keep in mind, the vertical limit usually goes up to 2,500 feet above the airport elevation. You're doing great with these questions. Keep them coming.
So we know we're past 5 miles now, so another 10 miles should be good to go for practice area. And typically 15 miles is the distance you call out to the tower to let them know you're inbound and your intentions. Do you know the VOR frequency for Grand Forks International?
Sure thing. The VOR frequency for Grand Forks International Airport is 117.6 megahertz. It's a great tool for navigation, especially when you're practicing those ground reference maneuvers. Keep up the great work.
About how many miles from the airport would you say we are now?
We're currently about 15 miles away from Grand Forks International Airport.
Okay.
Keep an eye on your navigation instruments to maintain awareness of our position. You're doing great.
Okay, I'd be out here and we'd make radio calls on the CTAF. The instructors usually have a dedicated frequency for the training areas. Let them know, hey, we're Cessna 152 is, or a Tango 6 Bravo 9er is a Cessna 152 in the Southwest training area. We're going to do some steep turns at between 2,000 and 3,000 training area Charlie. Alright, so we're get on a south heading. I'm going to go down a bit with my trim. Southerly heading here. And we're going to do a steep turn to the right as I level out here with my VSI. 0. Okay, here we go. Past 30. I'm full throttle, so I can't change my... Can't increase the air throttle as we go through 30 degrees. A change of engine sound. A little high. 60 degrees. Oh man, I passed south also. Okay, that's terrible. And back to the south. Should hit my wake turbulence bump. I'm at 2,500. Zeroing out on the 180. Okay, let's try that again. Now, that's 30. This yoke is kind of stiff, doesn't allow for great movement. I want 60 degrees. Well, that's 45 and 90. Can't be right. Okay, that's 45 and that's... Am I at 60 degree bank here?
Beechcraft 90001 Bravo, maintain current heading traffic at your
You're
12
currently
o'clock.
at 0 degrees bank, so
Maintaining
you're flying
current
level
heading,
without
Beechcraft
any roll.
90001
Keep an eye on
Bravo.
your instruments to maintain your desired angle during maneuvers. You're doing great.
I'm not at 0 degree bank. And then as south comes up, get back right on that 180. I might have made 2 turns there. Okay, it's 10, 20, 30. That's a 45. So, yeah, between the 45 and the 90 I want to be at. So I want to be here, which was what I was doing. Right there, between 45 and 90, about 60 degrees. Keeping my reference point, my dash on the horizon. Maintaining my altitude, my bank angle, and my reference point. All at the same time while watching my heading, making sure I roll out on the 180. And right there we start roll out and come into the 180. This yoke is, it like sticks when you pull it out. You have to pull it out straight, so you need 2 hands. But that's the intent. That's what we practice, those steep turns. So now I want to return to the airport for a full stop. And we busted 3,000 here, so We'll call the training frequency, let them know, hey, we're departing the training area. Tango 6 Bravo 9er departing the training area for back inbound to GFK. And being that I'm 15 miles out, I can make my call to the tower, let them know we're inbound. Grand Forks Tower, Tango 6 Bravo 9er, 15 miles southwest of the airport, inbound for full stop.
Bravo 9er, enter left downwind for runway 35 left.
Left downwind for 35 left for Bravo 9er. So now we have to enter a 45-degree angle into the left downwind for runway 35 left. It's going to be to the north on the left side of the field. They want me to come in. That's not the greatest instructions. They should enter a straight in final or even a left base for 3-5, but to enter a left downwind I'll have to go north parallel the airfield and then kind of hook it back into the downwind.
Beechcraft 9001 Bravo, maintain current heading traffic at your 12 o'clock. Maintaining current heading, Beechcraft 9001 Bravo.
So let's maneuver it. I don't know what they got going on. I could ask for Grand Forks Tower, Bravo 9er. Can we get the left base for runway 35 left?
Bravo 9er, enter left base for runway 35 left.
Left base for runway 35 left for Bravo 9er, thanks. Well, that was easy. Okay, there's the field. We need to make a left base for 35 left. And we're in the... It's going to be straight north. So I need to just be off to the left of that... left of the airport. And turn right to enter left base. And we'll be at... Let's see, the field elevation... Let's see. Hey, what's the field elevation for Grand Forks? 700 or 800?
The field elevation for Grand Forks International Airport is 845 feet.
845.
It's important to know this for setting your altimeter correctly and for approach planning. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, approach planning. 845, so 1845 is traffic pattern altitude. So I want to be at 2,345. 500 feet above traffic pattern altitude for inbound flying. So I'm at 3,300 right now on 500 feet per minute descent rate. So I need to enter a left base about a mile away from the runway. So I'm aiming at that point visually, about right there. I'm going to head for that point, line up with the highway area right in front of it to get that nice pattern entry. 3,000 feet, trying to get down to 23 so that I can get into the pattern altitude pretty quick. So besides the entry that they gave me, this is all pretty standard, pretty realistic. I'm at 2,700 for 2,300. Just gonna go down to 2,000, round it off. There's leeway is possible in this scenario. Now if I'm flying over the Hudson in a helicopter, I want to be precise because there's a lot of traffic with all the tourist routes. There's there is a lot of training that goes on here at Grand Forks, but as I look out in my VFR conditions, I don't see much traffic going on, and I don't hear anything on the radio, so we'll call it good. Almost at 2,000 here. And I'm pretty close, so I'll keep going down to 1,800. We'll call it 1,500 for traffic pattern altitude. 2,000 for 1,500. Entering a left base for 3-5 left. which I have that in sight. Put my first notch of flaps in. Should have been a little slower, but it is pretty
Warrior Tree 71 Bravo, Charlie, make right traffic, runway 29, report midfield. Making right traffic, will report midfield, Warrior Tree 71 Bravo, Charlie.
So traffic pattern altitude right here. Inner left base.
Bravo
for
Niner, wind
35.
015 at 16. Runway 35 left, cleared to land. Caution bird activity.
Is that for me? Was that for Bravo Niner? They didn't say. Just said winds and clear to land.
Bravo Niner, please clarify your last transmission.
Is Bravo Niner clear to land 35 left? Clear to land, runway 35 left. Grand Forks Towers, Bravo 9 are cleared to land on 35 left. Wow, there's actually birds. Okay, no response. Okay. Grand Forks Tower, Bravo 9er, do you read me?
Bravo Niner, wind 015 at 16. Runway 35 left, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 35 left for Bravo 9er. Be careful for birds at the end of the runway.
Absolutely, bird activity can be a concern, especially during takeoff and landing. It's always good to keep an eye out and be ready to adjust your approach if needed. Remember, safety first.
Citation 433 Mike Whiskey, maintain current heading, expect further instructions in approximately 5 minutes.
Maintaining current heading, awaiting further instructions. Citation 433 Mike Whiskey.
Kind of a sloppy approach, but acceptable in this environment. There's those birds. Come down on the mains and drop the front. Okay, they should transfer me to ground now as I turn off the runway onto the taxiway. Thanks for flying with me. A typical flight when just take the 152 out for a rental or a fun flight. Get some training in, go to the training area, do some steep turns, whatever you need to work on, and then come back to the airport. Follow me for some more Be a Better Sim Pilot series. I'm not an instructor, but I am a real-world search and rescue pilot, just struggling with this sim at times, and they never transferred me to ground. Grand Forks Tower, since you never transferred me to ground, I assumed you wanted me to stay on with you.
Bravo Niner, apologies for the confusion. Please contact ground on 124.575 for taxi instructions.
Roger that, no problem, going over to ground. I love the AI aspect of it. Beyond ATC would never apologize for the confusion. Grand Forks ground, this is Bravo Niner. We've parked.
Car 55. We're in a truck.
Tango 6 Bravo Niner, Grand Forks ground, Roger, park.
See you on the next one. Thanks for flying with me. Take care. God bless.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Sink rate. Sink rate. Pull up. 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 Pull up.